Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel.
Hope you have a wonderful day. In today's video, we're going to talk about property versus ETF based on our personal numbers and experience.
Yep, so we got our data. Yeah.
So if you are new to this type of content, we usually talk about anything when it comes to personal finance, our personal finance, and in order for us to achieve FIRE.
Yep, we're a family of 4 with 2 kids. They are school age. I don't even know how old they are. 7 and 8.
7 and 8.
Yeah.
And we used to live in Sydney, but now we're in Brisbane.
Hopefully can achieve our FIRE earlier, faster.
Yes. So if you are new to the journey of investing, where would you go? Would you go to property or would you go to ETF? Would you do, I guess those are the two main ones that I've got going in.
Yeah, doing investment, not like we're not giving you business idea. It's just investment. Because in Australia, a lot of people, how we started our journey is most of the people, apparently the rich Australian, they make money through real estate. I think 25% or 20% of them.
Something like that.
That's how I remember. So everyone is so big on real estate. So let's show you our number. So we used to have property, just one in particular, in Queensland. It was a house that we bought it in 2015.
Yep.
Purchase price, it was $282,000 at that time. And then we only pay 5%. And I remember after we settled the property and the mortgage is still $280,000. And we're paying interest only. For the first 3 years, that $280,000 stuck in there.
Yeah, so we put a lot of bunch of money deposit wise.
Yeah, we put deposit, and then we used by agent.
Yep.
And then we also like lenders mortgage insurance. And then I was checking our old tax return. It was still minus $3,000 a year. Per year. It's not a lot, but when I checked in that year, it was a nice, smooth year. So there's no maintenance. There's whole year with tenants.
Yeah. There's no nothing.
No maintenance.
There's
no painting. Not yet. We did painting outside. We did no aircon. We put aircon.
Yeah.
So that was a good year.
That was the first year where there's no breakdown. It was just consistent, just as is.
Yep. So move forward 8 years, which is last year we decided to sell it because we need that equity to purchase this one. So we sold it for $490,000.
It looked like a lot profit.
But I forgot to mention we pay stamp duty. Did I? No, I did not mention. We pay stamp duty when we entry, and when we sold it, we're gonna pay agent. We did maintenance. We capital gain tax.
Yep.
Anyway, tax you cannot avoid. And then we sold it for $490, and then which means the profit that you can see is $208,000 in 8 years. That's a lot.
Yeah. So over 8 years period. But mind you, you haven't actually calculated also the admin cost of holding the property,
mortgage,
like the mortgage repayment.
Yeah, interest.
The interest, and we went from interest only to principal and interest, so that fluctuates.
Yeah, we went interest, P&I, and then we paid it off.
Paid it off as quickly as possible.
Yep.
And then there's also, I guess, the strata, not strata,
council,
the council and water.
Yeah.
What else? And then
insurance. The agent, the commission.
Yeah, and all of the repair that we had to go through in order for it to just stay afloat.
Yep. So I was checking last year's tax return, that year that we paid off the mortgage. There's no interest to be paid. So, and I minus that maintenance we did before we sell it. So it was just under $10,000 for the year.
Yep.
If you do a quick calculation, $10,000.
$10,000.
Yep. Divided by 52.
Divided by 52. So that would mean.
So that we were making $192 a week. That's how I see it.
That's how much we make. Yeah.
After agent, after water insurance, 192. The rent, it was 355
per week.
Yep.
So that's in a condition of you've got the property paid off in full.
Yep.
So we have positive cash flow of 192. Call it $200 to make it easier for you. So let's say, to recap, the purchase price, let's say 300.
Yep,
300 to make a round figure, 300,000. We pay that off as
Mm.
quickly as possible. So because we don't like to pay, I guess, interest to the bank. And we're trying to, the quicker we polish that loan amount,
The less
less interest it is for the bank, the more of
money
that
we
money
can
in your
keep.
pocket. Yeah.
Yep.
So at a certain point, it was like a 50-50. It was like 50% paid off, 50% mortgage still. So all of them income coming from the rent is
Yep.
like, hang on a second, how come the bank getting 50% of my profit? So I really,
Yeah,
that was the
kick
only
the bank
reason.
away,
So
kick them out.
back to the moral story, 300,000 after paying off, including the interest. I think it blew up to become about 400,000. Yeah.
I don't know how
Yeah,
much.
I don't know how much it was, but put it, let's say about 300,000 of our own property.
I'll
our
say
own
it's around
cash.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. And after paying it in full with the
Mm.
tenant living in the property, and after all the admin costs, we were earning $200 per week. So $300,000 in, $200 is in what we're receiving.
Yep.
That's what
right.
it is. That
Okay.
makes it simpler. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. But then there's in between a lot of headaches.
Yeah. So there's a lot of emotional. There's a lot of headache. Hey, repairs. Hey, the interest rate goes up. Hey, you changing.
No one renting it.
Yeah.
And paying letting fee when they find a new tenant.
Yeah. And then
but a lot of admin cost. So now, fast forward, we sold it. We bought this property. We sold other properties, and now, if you've been following us, you know that we pick up ETF now. So we just want to compare if we have similar amount, which is now, right? And if we using ETF, can we achieve the same result?
It works out to be, it's actually a lot more.
Well, I won't say a lot more. I'll say similar or better. Depends on market. We don't.
Depending on the market at the current stage.
The thing is, we don't have enough data to compare based on our ETF journey. So our ETF journey. Oh, let me move back.
So when I started in August
2020, but that's when I recorded. I remember it was like January of that year. We starting that, so we will have 2021, 2, 3, like 4 years. Starting from there.
But it wasn't a big lump sum.
It was $5 a day.
It was $5 a week.
But for our property, we need almost, I think, 30 to 50,000 to enter minimum.
Yeah.
So we did $5 a day from our ETF, and then the story moved forward. We sold the properties. We put most of the money.
Yeah.
And then currently we got around just $450,000.
Yeah. So we liquidate the whole entire of our asset. In terms of that property, and then we put it all into the ETFs.
Yeah. So yes, I know we have more amount now compared to 282 of our property, but inflation.
Yeah.
Would that be
the running? Yeah. The stress level. The juggling effect. Yeah.
So earlier I did a calculation. 8 years, we made 208. Let's say just look at the big number, 208,000 after. Like what between buy and sell price of that property. So divided by 8 years, so that's $26,000 per year.
26 divided by 52.
Divided by 52, so you have additional $500 a week for your capital gain.
But mind you, we didn't actually able to liquidate that until now. So it looks like a lot, but we didn't. We had to have a lot of sacrifice along that line.
Yeah.
We can't. It's not a true value until we cashed out.
Yeah.
Same thing at the current stage, right?
Yeah. So in our ETF.
Yep.
So you've been calculating every day for the past few months.
Yep.
So the property gave us $500 a week on capital, plus the cash flow 190 if we paid off everything. So it's 690 per week
of income.
Yes.
Yep.
And how about ETF?
There are days where we're making 1,000 per day.
Yeah, but there are days
that we're losing 1,000
a day. Correct.
There are days where it's like, whoa, this is a jump up so dramatically.
Because you can see the number.
And that's the beauty thing about the ETF.
I'm not trying to selling ETF.
No. This is based on our experience at all. Yeah. So you can just, in a click of a finger, you kind of see all of the data straight
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
So and overall, like we're looking at, I think it's like what was it, the dividends alone.
We were doing April dividend.
And it tells you, hey, this is how much your dividend's going to be based on all of these holdings.
Yeah, because they have the X day, the paid day, how much amount, how much dividend per share you will receive. So we did a quick draft for this quarter, just April, the dividend. It was around.
It was in January. It was about 2,500, and then in April, I think we're making to 3,500.
3.5. So I just make an average. So that will be 6,000 for half a year times 2. So whole year 12,000 divided by 52. So it's $230 per week, which is bigger than our cash flow from the properties. And don't have headaches.
It's the headache of the admin costs that involve around it. That's what we don't like.
Yeah.
The fact that in a click of a finger, if I need to also, I can liquidate a certain percentage of our holding. Let's say tomorrow, hey, we need an emergency of X amount of dollars.
$20,000?
Not even that. Even like $10, I can do that if I have to.
Yes, you can just sell it. You can't just sell the door, not your house.
You can't just sell one brick of your property. So if I need to, I can liquidate that much. So example, at the current stage, we're actually going to renovate the side gate.
Fence?
All right, the side fence, the boundary fence is starting to falling over. So it's like, hey, this is going to cost us $20,000. Hence why the $20,000.
Yep.
And for that alone, we're looking at, okay, then if we don't have a saving and we really need to take this out right now, what do we do? Okay, we liquidate one of our I guess holdings or a certain percentage of our holding to take out that $20,000.
Yep.
So that's the beauty of the ETF versus property. With a property, we can't just take out $20,000.
Oh, you can withdraw equity, but then you got to go through this application, loan approval, get a broker, pay more interest.
Correct. By withdrawing equity, that means you're paying more interest. You're upstamping your loan, which we don't like to do. So upstamping your loan, that means your repayment's going to go higher. And we don't like to do that.
Yep. So that was only the dividend we're comparing, the cash flow part. And then in capital gain, because majority of the people will say, well, but then property appreciate in value so much. Look at your old house was from 282 up to 490. How can you explain
under
that?
10 years.
Wait, back to that number. So 490 minus 282, 8 years. No, 208, that's what we made, divided by our base, 282. So that's 73.7% increase in property.
Call
in 8 years.
Yeah, in every
74%.
So
by divided 74 divided by 8 years. So average each year increase in capital gain 9.25%.
So let's work it out on about 10%.
Yep, 10% per year. So how about ETF?
This year has been quite
positive.
Very positive for us. Look, don't get me wrong. There's bound to be a year where it's gonna flat. Year it's gonna go down. Years that's going to go really, go up through the rocket. This past quarter, let's say, it has increased dramatically for us. It's roughly, I think, what was it, about 16, 15%, I think it is.
16% in 4 months.
In 4 months.
But you can't compare. And also for ETF, we've been putting small amount, accumulate, compound for those money. So I can't really give you a true figure because we keep putting money in. But I'll say for the last, was it 4 months?
Yeah, 4 months.
For the past 4 months, we
let's say from like 390. So that's December is 400. And then now it's 480.
Yeah. So we didn't put much money because we putting all this maintenance.
Yeah.
So it's 480 now, 1,000 minus
391.
391. So 89,000 divided by 391. So that's 22% in 6 months.
Yeah. So which is sometimes got me a bit scared because we were only working
going up so fast.
Yeah, we're only calculating about 8%. Because the interest rate these days is roughly about 6%. So anything above the interest rate, it's
Bonus.
a bonus.
Yeah.
And yeah, it has been really. There's no word to describe. Like,
don't know yet when it
don't
go
know
down,
yet.
you know, but
Yeah,
you don't know too. And also when property go down, it's the same. I think now everywhere is just going up because people are focusing property. You see all these big figure. That's why
you only
media is
see
focusing on it, not focusing on ETF. Inflation, property booming. It's not really property booming. It's your dollar value depreciating.
correct.
I won't say which one
Your
is better.
purchasing power is
It's
actually
less.
less.
So I won't say which one is better. Is ETF 100% suitable for us for current lifestyle a lot more compared to property? We got kids, we got full-time work, we don't have time for property.
Because sometimes when we receive like a request in property, like, hey, we need to do something on this. Sometimes it keeps me up at night because I'm like, oh, have I responded? Oh, have they repaired it? Hey, have you fixed this? Hey, can I see a proof that you actually purchased whatever it is that you need to do to fix the problem, right? So that's
but the thing is, even you approve it, they did not take action.
Yes, sometimes property managers, sometimes like, yes, approve, go get the aircon. Oh, yeah, that person's away. Oh, your
you
property
can't
manager
arrange your tenant to be at that time.
Yeah. So there's a lot of this obstacle and hurdles when it comes to property investing. This is just based on our personal experience, mind you. Now we probably got the rotten egg property manager, or if not the lemon of I guess property investing side. Look, I'm sure this is not. There might be other, I guess, flip side of the journey where you can make a lot more money than ETFs. But this is based on our personal experience.
And our own data. I'm not looking for someone else's data. I don't know how's the market doing. I'm just checking my own numbers.
Correct. At certain days, like, you can just open your phone and go, hey, is the market open? Great. So let's have a look. What's our profile look like? We can just click and go, okay, the market goes up. Great. We're making profit. Great. Let's move on.
The thing is, just buying and selling is so easy and transparent. That too, because we sold and bought some and sold some properties. It is just,
it fluctuates. It's like, okay, then how much are we selling it for? Okay, I think we're gonna have this amount by the end of the month. That's the variable. The what we're trying to explain for newbies. It's like, so just because you sold at that amount, you've still got this loan, and then from that loan, there's also this implication of admin cost, commission for the agent, and then maybe I guess your lawyer as well. There's other bits and pieces. You don't get that 200,000 that what we thought about.
no.
You don't actually get that $200,000 in your pocket straight out. So,
but I'll say in this environment, you putting money in investing is way better than not doing anything. Just put it in whatever you're comfortable and your knowledge. So because back then we only know about property, we did not know about ETF.
We did a lot of research, did a lot of reading, watched a lot of videos, gone through a lot of seminars, but they're all just property based. We didn't find we didn't find a lot of, hey, just do dollar cost averaging of entry.
You know why? Because
it's so boring.
Boring, and you can't make money from selling people on ETF. You can't.
To be honest with you, it is like, I'm trying to understand this, and I realize it is not that hard to do. It's so boring, monotonous. Hey, I've got a saving of this amount. What do we do with this? Buy the same product. Okay. And then we got what was it? Dividends payout. Right. So what do we do with this? Well, we can spend that. No, we're not going to spend any money. Buy the same product. So we just keep on rolling it over and over. Every time they spit it out for a dividends, like, hey, great, I'm blessed. Buy more. And then the market going down. Great. Have you got enough money? Have you got enough more? Hey, like, for example, I think the past 2 weeks, like this month is the first month it's actually gone down dramatically. It's like, hey, your assets gone down over about $10,000. Great. Do we have any more cash?
No.
If we have more cash, great. Buy more. So it is kind of boring. There's not a formula that I know of where it's like, is this it?
Yeah, it's boring and it's simple.
It's simple, it's boring, it's monotonous. It is, yeah, it's not.
I think
fancy.
whichever way you want. If you want to tell people, oh, we used to be like that. We own like 4 properties. It's all under our name.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was the banks.
It's really yours. Yes, you got the bill, but have you got a mortgage on that? You don't own it until you pay it all off.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's just our 2 cents, guys, based on our personal experience. Was it buying
the data and our analysis between our experience for property and ETFs.
Overall, if we do it over again,
ETF.
Definitely ETFs.
Because that's what we're doing now.
Definitely.
Will be different story maybe if we change.
Not only it's a small, like you can start with $5, like a small coin. You can start with macro investing, with like just to understand the whole entire thing. And even we made a lot of mistakes along the way. For example, we probably would not purchase like was it on Comsec because of the fees. Because it's like, hey, it costs.
Oh well, but there's some product only you can buy it through Comsec.
Correct. Like some product you have to actually have from even that alone. Like you can go in Vanguard, for example, like a different broker, and he goes, well, maybe if you don't need that. If I didn't actually deep dive and do a little bit more research, read a lot of books, I'm like, okay, maybe I would not found this code.
Yep.
So,
Life
is part of it's a learning curve for us, and it still is a learning curve as we go.
Yep.
That's just our 2 cents, guys. If you like this type of content, don't forget to subscribe, comment.
See you next time.
Bye.
So long.